What's up, guys? I'm Mike from StockedUp. In this video, we're going to be going over whether the stock market is about to have a major correction, and we're going to be analyzing, what's been going on in the market and some potential plays if the market does correct. So, to make it short and sweet, the SPY is up a ton this year. It's up about 30%. Apple is soaring this year. In the last 6 months alone, it went from about $200 to almost $300. So it's about 50%. That's in the last 6 months. Overall, the market is just exploding. Okay, so here's the deal. Every time we see a huge run up like this, I'll show you right now. Every time we see a huge run up, just making higher and higher and higher and higher highs, we always have some sort of correction. Like we could even see in the beginning of August, even with the end of September. Every time we see that, we see a correction. And then also with the Fed repo, that's a catalyst that could potentially make the market go down. Let's see. So here's the deal. Implied volatility is so low right now, meaning that no one is expecting a correction, right? But if the market does correct, we will see plays go 300, 400, 500, 600% up. Okay, so that's a huge, huge deal. Pretty much, I've been seeing tons and tons of $1 million buys on put positions this week alone. So it was Nike, I believe. Nike, they like institutions are buying so many puts on Nike, and these are actually pretty short-term contracts too. The contracts I'm looking at are January 17th, which expire in less than a month. And what I'm doing personally on Nike is I'm going to buy the 100 strike puts and then sell the 95 strike puts to create a put debit spread. Cost me about $100 to do this. I'm risking 100 to make 400. So here's the deal. The market is at all-time highs right now. There's not a lot of steam left. There's low volume overall. We have a bad catalyst with the Fed repo, and we're seeing a ton of $1 million buys on the put side on these Dow stocks. Even if we look at the VIX, right? The VIX is starting to pop a little bit, hitting a nice floor on what is that, Friday. So we're seeing a nice transition. And here's the deal. We can, in order to play this correction, whether the correction happens or it doesn't, we want to play it smart. So with Apple, pretty much Apple has just been a tank overall. When the market's falling, Apple has that steady uptrend, right? It keeps trending up, and there's nothing really looking to stop it. Even in the beginning of August, right? When the market took that bad hit, Apple didn't fall that much. Even the second time at the end of September, right? Barely fell. So what the deal is we don't really want to play Apple because, one, the implied volatility is mid-range right now, which means people are already expecting a move up or down significantly. So even if Apple does move, we won't get a nice return. However, Nike is an amazing, amazing play. Implied volatility is super low. It's at all-time highs. It's weak, has low volume, and when Nike falls, it usually falls pretty hard. Look at that. Beginning of August, right? Went from 86 down to, what is that? Down to 78. That's a huge move. Huge move. Same thing with the end of October. Pretty big move down. Nike's a great candidate. I have the Nike put debit spread I just said. Lily's also a good play. LLY, great play for puts. I got in the 126. I bought the 126 puts, sold the 123 puts, and that was for January 24th. And then MS, I like the 48. The MS 48.5 puts are pretty solid. Like if we go to, let's see, if we go to MS. No, for the Lily puts, I got in the 128 puts and the 123 puts that expire on January 31st. Okay, correction. And then MS, I like the 48.5 puts are pretty good. They're cheap and they could really, really explode. And they have time too. And they're not that far out of the money. And you could see someone just bought 6,700 of these yesterday for about, what is that, $33 each. 6,700 times 33. So that's about $221,000 going into these puts alone. What else? I picked up the 50 strike puts on MS. I bought those and sold the 47 strike puts, both expiring on January 17th. So those are my plays. That's generally it. I'm not going to go all in on a potential market correction. But if the market does start to move down, then I'm probably going to average up. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right now, we have an amazing setup for a market correction. It's very important to understand that, there's no guarantee that the market's going to correct. However, if the market does correct, I'm going to make about 4 times the amount of money I risked. If the market doesn't correct, then oh well, I lost, right? And that's just a risk you have to take. However, when you have an opportunity to get over 4 times your money, you might want to consider the trade, and you don't have to trade what I traded. You could buy SPY puts if you want. I'm personally buying these Nike puts because I just explained it. At all-time highs, right? Implied volatility is super low. It's a Dow stock, meaning if the market falls, this is definitely going to fall. It has a history of when the market falls, of falling hard too. So, and it has low volume, meaning it's weak. It's been going sideways for the past 2 weeks. It's weak. The stock is weak. If the market falls, Nike will tank, okay? And the implied volatility is low, so if it does tank, the options are going to explode. That's my analysis on Nike. There's other plays out there like LLY, even AXP. That's great too. AXP is a great play too. Cisco might not be bad. Intel might not be bad. But, just keep that in mind. Whatever play you want to make, just make sure the implied volatility is low to mid-range. Apple is like in a mid-range right now. You want it a little bit lower. Like Nike, the implied volatility is super low. So if there is a big correction, you're going to see a really nice return. Okay? So keep that in mind. I'll keep making market update videos on the correction. As always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And, I just want to thank everyone who is leaving comments down below. It's helping the channel so much. The channel views and the subscribers are just exploding. So if you are not subscribed already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. That helps the most. And I just want to say thank you guys for watching.